Oh.
Wow.
Are you feeling the vibe?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Vibe Check, where we try not to overreact
But for the most part, we always do.
to your favorite K-pop, anime, TV shows, and movies. My name is Anna,
And I'm Gabriele. But you can call me Big Gabs.
and today we are checking out another BTS song called BAEPSAE. BAEPSAE.
But there's other translation where I've seen that they call it Silver Spoon.
Yeah.
And I've seen people call it something hard.
Try hard.
Yes, try
Hard.
Yeah.
And then there's also like quote it. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Please can somebody clarify?
Why is there so many
Are there so many names?
Yeah.
To this song? Like,
Yeah.
guys, please let us know and tell us what the actual, like, say for example, what would BAPE say actually translate to you in English, if you guys know, please.
Yeah.
Because why is there so many names? Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of BAEPSAE, what do you think it could mean? Or
Honestly, so the first time someone recommended BAPESAE, I think that person called it Silver Spoon.
okay.
And honestly, and I think the majority of people who have actually recommended this song have called it Silver Spoon.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the actual, like, the proper, I mean, maybe that's the
English name.
For the apples to apples comparison. But
What?
The what?
apples for apples. Apples for apples.
Right. Of course.
You know, like for like. Comparison.
Spanish just say like
No,
for like.
because
You know what, it's fine,
guys,
it's
I haven't
fine.
said like for like in a long time.
Right.
I say apples for apples.
Right.
Okay, that's like the actual apples for apples comparison, right? And when I think about Silver Spoon, of course, I think you just think about like a privileged person. Like you think about someone who grew up with everything they wanted, like everything they needed. Like they didn't really know like struggle, or they had to like work hard for anything. Let's say their parents were very well off, and their parents basically they didn't want for anything. That's what I think. So if it's like a song about being a silver spoon, it might just be either that people have this kind of perception of them that they have a silver spoon in their mouth because of the success they've had, even though a lot of the time people can see the end result without actually appreciating the middle or where they started from. Or maybe it's talking about them. So either people have this perception that they do have silver spoons in their mouth, or maybe now they have that silver spoon lifestyle. So it could be like a song talking about their current lifestyle now. But yeah, what do you think?
I think it's actually something along the same lines, where they're basically talking about the fact that, you know, people with silver spoon, you usually see them, the nepo babies. At the end of the day. They're babies they're children that are people that they didn't really have to work for anything in their life. And because of that, they might be like, oh, we are at this stage where you could consider us to have a silver spoon, but the contrast is we had to work for this. We had to work from the start to now. We had to work for it. It wasn't handed to us.
Yeah.
It wasn't given to us.
Yeah.
We put in work, and no one can say that we didn't put in work for this.
Yeah.
So because of that, I feel like he's saying that maybe they might even poke fun at the fact that we do have silver spoon. Now what?
But because having kind of watched, like, you know, the Rise of Bantan, so like we've checked out sort of the first 3 episodes of Rise of Bantan, or the first few chapters. They don't give it's difficult because Silver Spoon is like someone who grew up with those privileges, rather than created the opportunities for themselves as they got older.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And BTS do not strike me as people, even none of the 7 of them strike me as people who were born into privilege.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like they made their privilege through their hard work. So, as in, that's what's throwing me about the title. Whether now people are just treating them as if they have a silver spoon because now they're sort of like reaping the rewards of their labour.
Hard work.
Or, I don't know. Or maybe it might be a jab from them at people who have a silver spoon in their mouths.
That's another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited about this. We're really, really excited about seeing this.
And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here with us. We greatly, greatly appreciate it as always. Guys, if you like our videos, please drop us a like. And guys, tell us what you thought the first time you heard BAEPSAE down in the comments below. And lastly, guys, but not least, if you love us like we love BTS, please, guys, subscribe to us and turn on your notifications to know whenever we drop a new video. So we drop videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. On Mondays, we drop on our anime channel, and we are watching Attack on Titan.
Yes.
If you want to know how that is going, guys, you're going to have to subscribe up to the channel. And on Wednesdays and Saturdays, we drop new videos here on our K-pop channel, and we are all things BTS. So guys, yeah, if you want to know sort of like when we drop a new video, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And also, we do have like random drops during the week. Sometimes, not every week, but sometimes. And yeah, guys, if you want to know when those additional drops are going to be, additional BTS drops, if you want to know when they're going to be, guys, you're going to have to subscribe to us and turn on your notifications.
Yes.
And lastly, guys, we do have a Patreon, and all of our videos are available 2 weeks in advance on our Patreon. And yeah, guys, so if you want to sort of enjoy BTS with us 2 weeks early, guys, you can find our Patreon down in the description box below. And yeah, guys, most importantly, thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes.
Thank you guys for so much for your recommendations. Like, you're really molding sort of our BTS journey. And yeah, guys, I think we would have been so lost if we didn't have your guidance. So guys, thank you so much for being here.
So yeah, we got a jam-packed day today.
Indeed.
Lyric video, explanation video,
Yes.
choreography, and
Yeah.
a live performance. Oh my
Guys,
days.
don't say we don't treat.
Ah.
So don't say we don't treat.
Yeah, we're really excited for it, but we need to see if it passes the vibe check.
Yes.
So does BAEPSAE pass the vibe check? Let's see.
Let's see. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like this beginning.
I like the beat.
Oh.
Okay. Ah. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I like the way they're talking about. It seems like it's a contrast between two generations. They're talking about the younger generation basically being born into a silver spoon. I don't think they're talking about them specifically. Talking about the whole generation being born into a silver spoon.
That's interesting.
That's what I got from the first couple of verses.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got from the first couple of verses. Yeah, see?
Oh. Wow.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to remember that. Last one is still about that. Ooh.
You must be kidding me. You must be kidding me. You must be kidding me.
Oh. I love this. Love this. Love this. What? This was it's such a catchy song.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They say. There's so much to unpack with this song.
There's actually so much to unpack.
There's so much to unpack with this song. There's so much to unpack. Like, do you know what? I feel like I have a slightly controversial view on it.
Okay, there was one
more. As in, like, the meaning behind the song. Yeah, but there's something you want to speak up.
Okay, so there was the point I said. I actually think is somewhat about older generation versus newer generation.
Yeah.
And how the older generation basically said, "Oh, you guys are lazy. You guys are not working as hard, and that's why you're not putting as much effort. They're thinking about putting more effort. That's when they start talking about the teachers. They hear that from the teachers. They hear that from the adults. There was also a point that can't remember who said that. Wait, so Sugar said the point where my legs are shorter, right? So how can you expect me to keep up? And they're saying it doesn't matter because you're coming from the same place. Have you ever heard of a story like people basically say that, oh, back in the day, I've heard people say this before. Back in the day, a man on one job or a person on one job could support the whole family on one salary, and he was able to buy a house, save up. They were able to go on holiday all on one salary. And they're basically saying there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that today, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not the same. Like basically, they're trying to say, oh, like. Even when he says they're coming from the same place, right? There's people that in the house they live in right now with their parents. If they wanted to buy like a neighboring house, there's no way they could get that. And it's not because they don't work as hard as them. It's just because the prices, inflation and stuff like that have just made it impossible for them to do that. So yeah, that's what I got from that.
I think, do you know what? Sugar's part was actually such a powerful verse, I'm not going to lie. Like even the metaphor of you're comparing like a crotit's legs to a stork's legs. Guys, you know storks have long legs.
Yeah.
And he was saying like each of their legs are worth like $1 million basically.
Yeah.
And like, imagine you have a crotit and you have a stork walking next to each other. The stork can just use one leg, one stride, and it will be like maybe like 5 of the strides of the crotid.
Yeah.
Like I love that use of metaphor, like as in I absolutely love it. But yeah, do you know what? I completely agree with your point. I think it's weird because a part of me before sort of really listening to this song and taking the lyrics, even as I'm still even taking it in as we're discussing it. Like, I have a question to pose to you. Do you think things are harder for us, or do you think they would have been harder for our parents? Or like for an older generation?
I think it depends. I think there are certain aspects that 1000% easier right now.
Yeah.
Because of the evolution in technology, just things are just easier, like by default. Like in terms of if you have aspirations or if you want to start a business, or if you want to, it's a lot easier to do now than it was to do 1,000 years ago. Oh, sorry, 1,000. I said 1,000. 50 years ago, or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do now because you can there's the internet. The internet is strong as well, and obviously we got 5G and all of that. And it's just a lot easier to even do an online business if you want to do an online business. So in that respect, it's a lot easier. But then there's also issues that there was no such thing as cyberbullying 50 years ago. Cyberbullying didn't exist.
But that was like
there was no
in-person bullying instead.
Huh?
It would be like in-person bullying instead.
There's in-person bullying regardless. That's
yeah, it's almost like
there wasn't stuff like social media basically giving you a standard that people can't keep up to, and because they can't keep up to it, they're doing all these things to try and keep up to it, whether it's surgery, whether it's whatever. So people didn't have those expectations. There wasn't the expectation on maybe women or men to do certain things.
Yeah.
It was just whatever worked for you, worked for you.
That's true.
But now people in relationship see, okay, for Valentine's Day, this rapper gave this other person the whole house is full of bouquet of flowers. You can't even enter the house. It's just bouquet of flowers coming out. And now the girlfriend is expecting a 9 to 5 boyfriend that's going 9 to 5, going to the office gingerly to be doing the exact same thing. Bro, it's not like, bro, come on, man. So I feel like in that respect, that kind of pressure is different. I just feel like there's more pressure now than there was back then. But I feel like it's a lot easier if you know how to deal with that pressure.
Yeah.
To get to certain places.
Yeah.
I just waffle for absolutely no reason. But you get my point.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it's easier now? Or?
Do you know what? Kind of on the face of it, you would like to think that things become easier for the following generation. But then kind of what you just touched upon about, okay, it's almost like it's not easier because there's new challenges. Then I feel like it isn't actually, it's difficult. It's actually really, really difficult. Because the thing is, like, I feel like in a lot of aspects we are progressing as a society, and perhaps that makes things easier for us now than it was for, like, let's say, like our parents' generations or the boomer generation. And plus, I feel like boomers, they kind of look at us and they think like, oh, well, I had to work hard, so then you have to work hard too, basically. When really, I feel like older generations should try and make it easier for the ones that are following them. But, you know, okay, so say, for example, if you think about something like women's rights, for example. Women, I guess, on the face of it, to an extent, you could argue perhaps it's slightly easier for women now. Because, of course, women didn't have the same rights, 50, 30 years ago than they have now. If you think about people in, like, marginalized groups as well, they didn't have the same rights, like, 30 years ago than they have now. So in that respect, okay, perhaps things have become easier. But at the same time, yeah, when you think about, okay, like, buying a house, whether you can survive on one salary, all of this type of stuff, that could have been possible, again, 30 years ago, isn't really possible now. Like, as in, it's not really, as in, salaries are not going, like, increasing at the same pace as the cost of a house or cost of even groceries. Like, it's not increasing at the same pace. So you can't get as much for your money as you could, like, 30 years ago. So is it really easier? You know what? So for BTS to kind of, like, refer to the older generation as having a silver spoon in their mouths, kind of like because they have certain legs up that we don't have as a generation. I think that there is a merit to it, but I don't know, because it's almost like, okay, in some respects, yes. In other respects, maybe less so. So then it's quite, because of course we do struggle with things like, okay, like, cool, yeah, there's so much competition now in terms of, or there's so much sort of perception of
perfection.
Oh, like, yeah, perfection. Like, we're always sort of like, almost, we're exposed to so much that the older generation weren't. So it's almost like there's a bigger mental toll on us in that respect as well. And then plus society, macroeconomically, like, there's all that type of concerns as well. But then at the same time, there's kind of like limitations in, like, let's say human rights that existed like 50 years ago that kind of wouldn't have made the world an easier place for certain groups. Yeah. But then again, I don't know. Like, it's really difficult. It's so multifaceted. But yeah.
But yeah, it's such a good song though.
Yeah. It makes you think, which I love.
I actually love this song. Hey, this song might be pushing a couple. Might be pushing a couple of songs like.
Yeah, really.
Might be wrecking a couple of songs. You get me?
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, let's get it. Let's look at DK.
That you had
DK TV's explanation video.
In light of BTS's new comeback, we are taking a look at their fiercest and most political song, BAEPSAE.
Most political?
It is quite political.
Oh, I mean, because that around is cold.
First of all, you need to know this Korean idiom. 뱁새가 황새를 따라가면 다리가 찢어진다.
Hello.
It means when you try to do something that's out of your reach, out of your capabilities,
out of your
then
league,
you will likely fail. Crow tits or 뱁새 have short legs, but storks have very long legs. So obviously a crow tit trying to catch up to a stork will likely fail. Here the storks are referring to people in power, the big companies, conglomerates, and older generations.
Oh.
And in this video, I will focus on the last meaning of older generations because the previous two meanings have been covered a lot by other explanations. Here, BTS is using crow tits as a metaphor for the younger generation, or the millennials of South Korea. They are trying very, very hard to catch up with their parents' generation, the baby boomers, or the storks. They also use another metaphor of teacher to refer to the older generation who are born with a golden spoon. They say this because during the ages of the baby boomers in South Korea, they were experiencing huge economic growth and it was extremely easy to get jobs, get housing, and stuff like that. But the economy in South Korea is now at its maturing stages, and the side effects of ultra-fast economic growth have boomeranged to haunt the current generation. Currently, the millennials are facing extremely high pricing of houses, as well as high disparity between the rich and the poor, and also extreme all-time high youth unemployment. In this verse, BTS addresses the social injustices that millennials commonly face in Korean society. For example, passion pay. This is a very common practice in Korean society where companies basically pay young workers below minimum wage or nothing at all in return for experience. The companies
get that
because they are.
Don't ever get paid for it. Get free work do free work for experience.
The thing is, but if that's your only option, what do you
That's
do?
a nasty
What
setup,
do you do? If that's your only option, honestly, because I'm not gonna lie. So of course we're from the UK, right? I speak from the UK. Now, even in so I started when I finished university and started my first job. It was very difficult to get a job when I finished university, and that was in 2019. And I didn't really have. I mean, I had experience. It was more like it was very much like a retail experience. Like it wasn't like big corporate experience, right? And I was very lucky. I just schmoozed my way. I was able to get a job. It was very difficult for people in my age to get a job at that time. Now, 5 years on, or 6 years on, I hear now to get the same job that I got 6 years ago, you have to have at least 3 different corporate experiences.
Yeah, that is not.
So even between a 5-year gap, it's almost like I have a privilege against the people that are coming in now versus people who came in like 10, 20 years before me where they didn't even have to, it's just someone's dad knew someone else and then that's how they got a job basically.
Yeah. Because for example, when I got my job, I got my job a year before I was even meant to start it. I was still in uni.
In uni when you got the job.
In fact, I started my last year of uni.
Yeah.
And when I started my last year of uni, I started applying because I was on job. Do you get me? See what I did? Sorry. I started my last year of uni. And when I started my last year of uni, like literally within the first month, I got a job for the ending of the that year started.
Yeah. So
and the thing is, you can't do that now.
No, exactly.
You're not getting that now.
Exactly. You know, I'm just hearing even the people who have applied. So with my workplace now, so it's a corporate workplace, right? Corporate. Even with my workplace now, even for the graduates or the interns that want to come in, apparently they need maybe 3 other internship experiences before they can even get into.
Bro.
And that's crazy. And for some of them, they would have actually done it for free. Say for example, their dad works somewhere, and they're and the dad sort of invites them for a week or something like that. They would have had to do that week for free, or as in, or maybe with a very low pay, or maybe the dad would have just cut them part of their salary, or called it work experience and all this type of stuff.
That's crazy.
I feel like that's actually the reality now. So it would have been ideal to say don't work, but sometimes you low-key have to take that step. But it's not fair. It's not fair.
I take that back. Work for free.
But it's not fair, guys. I'm not saying it's fair, but it's almost because of how tough the competition is, it almost feels like you have to do that.
Yeah, work for free, guys.
I mean, not on a long time.
There you go. I was waiting for you to say something.
No, just as a step.
No, to be fair, I remember when I got it, I had 0 experience. And I just you just have to twang them. That's what you had to do back then. You just have to speak sweet.
Just have sweet.
Sweet mouth. Just know how to talk and you get a job. It was crazy.
Yeah. But then now, no, it's not gonna. It's not gonna cut it.
It's not gonna cut it.
Unless your dad is the CEO of that company, it's not gonna cut it.
Yeah. I mean, unless you know people, it's all about now. It's more about networking than actually.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
now
crazy.
It's more about networking. It's true.
Yeah. Funnily enough, the explanation is given is basically what we said before. Baby theorists.
Yeah, you got that. I can't lie.
They are offering a job and an experience that many young people have passion for. They are the ones that are actually doing the service for the young people. Nposede is another newly made word that is used to describe the millennials of this decade. They are a generation that have basically given up what many consider to be basic human rights and wants because of extremely high youth unemployment rates and also very low wages compared to living costs. We have many different variations of Nposede to describe the millennials of South Korea. It originally started from Samposede, which is used to describe the millennials that have given up dating, marrying, and giving birth due to economic instability. Then it evolved to Oposede, which added giving up employment and buying your own house. And then it evolved into Chilposede, which added human relationships and hope. Now the word Nposede is most commonly used because they have basically given up all their dreams and hope.
Wow.
That's insane. Is that still the case? I mean, I guess it is. Wait, that was 5 years ago. Second movie.
In these lines, BTS talks about their want to change the system. The word 정상 in the last lines has a double meaning.
It's not normal.
First, it means normal, and second, it means top. So basically, not only is BTS talking about how this is not a normal situation, society is sick, but also they are saying we are not at the top yet, and we have to push further. Here, BTS addresses how the older generation blames the millennials for their struggles, saying that it is due to a lack of effort.
That's
the
literally
word
what we said.
노력 is pronounced 노력 by BTS, and this is a very commonly used internet slang among millennials to sarcastically describe how the older generation blames them for the lack of effort. Baby boomers often neglect the fact how society is completely different now compared to when they were growing up, and also the economic situation is completely different. They also neglect the fact that a lot of the economic problems that these millennials face today were in fact caused by baby boomers. For example, housing prices
don't get me started
are extremely high, so that millennials have basically given up buying their houses. These were driven up by baby boomers buying multiple houses in speculation and for investment purposes. Yet many baby boomers simply neglect the fact and tell the millennials that they should try harder, work harder, so that you can perhaps buy a house.
Yeah, so you can buy the house that they
On the surface level, these lines just simply seem like a cry for help, a call for a helping hand. However, the word BAEPSAE in the very last line is a very clever play on words. Basically, this word would sound like a curse word to the Korean ear. It sounds very, very similar to shipseya or keseya, which are both very serious curse words in South Korea. So not only are they crying for help, and not only are they asking the protests to unite, but they are also calling the older generations.
Okay. Yeah, that explanation was amazing.
That explanation was so good.
And it's literally in line with everything that we said.
Yeah. But I think, do you know what? One thing that was so interesting about the explanation is, okay, guys, hear me out.
Controversial.
Controversial, but hear me out, guys, hear me out. I think a part of me wants to think that, kind of going back to the conversation we had before.
I'm not involved. What was she saying? What was she saying? I'm not involved.
Part of the conversation we were having before, guys, was about how things are just different for us. So, would it be a better approach, perhaps, for our generation to just accept that things will be different for us? Not that it gives the baby boomers a right to tell us that, we should work harder or put in more effort. No, they don't really have a right to do that because we don't have the same circumstances as they had. But should it be with us to think, okay, this is our situation and let's see what we can do in our situation to make our lives better? or to have some of the opportunities that our older generation did. Perhaps they had those opportunities more easily. But it's then like, okay, what can we do to create those circumstances for ourselves and make it better for the next generation, rather than kind of focusing a little bit too much on, oh, you guys had it so easy.
Because, for example, he must have mentioned that, okay, the baby boomers were buying houses, spiking up their prices because they're buying multiple and then trying to sell them. And then the younger generation couldn't buy those houses. Yeah. But then, to be fair, the baby boomers now were going to think, okay, these guys are lazy because they can't buy houses that we could buy. But then the flip side of it could be like, okay, maybe we should look at it differently. We should adapt and be like, maybe we don't need to buy these houses. Maybe we can just look at a different kind of thing for us. Yeah. Maybe it's okay for us to rent out if we know that we're secure in that rental and we can, spend that money that we're going to use to buy to do something else. Maybe that's the situation that we need to focus on. And then whatever baby boomers want to say, oh, none of you are buying houses. That's your own problem. Who cares?
So I think kind of like the approach of saying like the baby boomers who were on a high horse or who had stalker's legs or, who had a silver spoon in their mouths. Yeah, I agree with that. They don't really have the right to tell us that, oh, we're not making enough effort or we're not putting in enough to achieve what they have achieved, basically, because the circumstances are not the same. Like, let's not do that. But at the same time, I feel like there should be more of a nod to the fact that, okay, let's still not give up. Yeah, it's not as easy for us as it was for them macroeconomically. But let's still not give up. Let's find new ways of doing these things, ways that actually suits us. Yeah, okay, if renting makes more sense than buying and all of this type of stuff, cool. But just let's not give up. And I think, when he was looking at that, oh, sorry, guys, I don't know this word. There was this word that he used to describe like how people are giving up on everything. Giving up on having children, get married and stuff like that. Like, let's not give up. But then let's see, okay, how can we reimagine this, or how can we make this work in our current situation? That's the bit where I felt like the boys, guys, may have emphasized a little bit more. Like, the guys, there's still hope, even though it was not as easy for us as it was for them. Like, there's still hope for us, basically. Yeah, that's the only thing.
And that's what you thought they were saying?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's what I wish they said a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that.
Or I wish unless I missed it, then yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. Look how they started.
Oh yeah, because normally they just start.
우리 한 명 맞춤합시다. 그러니까 제가 많이 했잖아요. 방송 때도 하고 콘서트 때도 하고 좀 가위바위보를 통해서 진 사람이 마지막 그 하면 되니까 가위바위보.
I'm gonna see this.
가위바위보. 댄스 라이브 받았잖아. 아, 좋습니다. 일단 무조건 웃긴 거래. 가위바위보.
Yeah. What were they deciding? Let us know down in the comments. Yeah. Ooh. Hey. Let's say.
Love that.
Sugar. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, because the bird.
Oh, because of the bird. Yeah, because of the stalk. Yeah, the crotate legs. Yeah.
Jin is too funny. BAEPSAE. Ah.
Okay.
That kind of feels like the Will Smith dance, you know, from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, kind of. Hello, what's going on? Wait, what's going on? BAEPSAE.
Oh, sugar. Oh my goodness.
Nah,
That's what they must be doing, rock, paper, scissors. Because you see, I started
Oh, yeah.
Because it was sugar that lost it, isn't it?
Oh, God. Oh, my day. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
That was actually so many
That
things.
is 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I love the choreo.
That is 10 out of 10.
Do you know there was two particular parts of the choreo that I really caught on? You know when I was saying the bit about the teacher or the sensei? You know they bowed down. Did you clock that? And then it's almost like, you know, like when senior people enter the room, like you often bow down or so, yeah. So it's almost like that. And also, did you clock when, I think it was V jumped on JK's back? And he started slapping his bum. Yeah, but can you imagine, like, you know, sometimes that's how like some of these like viewers are depicted. They're like on the backs of the younger people, and they're saying work harder.
Work harder. That's true. Because technically, that's how they make their money.
Literally off the backs of other people. And literally, JK is the youngest out of all of them as well. So it's almost like symbolic from that perspective as well. BAEPSAE.
I have to say, I love V's jacket, Bape X Puma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now to the live. I wonder if they're going to do that live. Oh my days, that would be so funny.
No, but the last bit, or
there's
Sugar's bit.
no
I
way
think he
they're
just
gonna
lost
do
a bit.
that It is a stage mix, which we've never reacted to a stage mix before.
We'll never.
So it'd be interesting to see one.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it for this one. But yeah, let's get it. Oh, see the way it's switched. BAEPSAE. I love the way it switches between them. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, this is cool.
J-Hope.
What?
I love the outfits here, I'm not gonna lie.
I love the way he taps and then they start moving.
Yeah. See that Jimin? Ah. That must be good. Sure.
BAEPSAE. Dance, he sweat.
Ooh, that is great.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy! J. You must be kidding me. Hey! Hey! Why'd you look out like Davy? Hey! Hey!
Oh! You know, I missed that the first time. I was thinking, like, what's going on here? But
Ah! Hey! What?
yeah,
Oh!
yeah.
Oh! Hey! 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 Hey!
Gosh. No, music go. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bro, he's too good, man. Oh! Yeah, you guys, bro. Yeah, you guys, bro. Yeah, you guys got it. 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 This is it.
They look at.
This is it.
Jared.
This is it. This is it. This is it. Top 3. This is top 3 songs. This is top 3 songs.
Top 3.
Top 3 songs.
Listen, guys, if you've seen our previous videos about Gabriele trying to pick his top songs, so you understand that this guy's top 3 is like a top 10 fixed into 3 basically.
This is top 3 song. This is top 3 song.
Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie, we need to watch more stage mixes because this is
Bro, that was
insane.
cool.
The editing is actually insane on
It was
these
so
stage
good.
mixes.
It was so good. They call me
BAEPSAE. BAEPSAE
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, that was so good. But we cannot end this without doing the vibe check. So does Babe say pass the vibe check? Let's see. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
They call me Babe say. Yeah. It's too like, bro. Can't lie. Hey, nah, don't piss me off because how can you dance like that? Bro just did a random solo. He didn't do that in the choreo, you know.
No, not in the choreo.
Right. So they just
I'm not gonna lie,
just give us. You know when you're guardian, they just give you just hit you there. That's why I just got.
You know what? I wish they did an MV for this. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I wonder
so
what
good.
the MV would have been like.
So
Yeah,
good.
I wish they did. But first. No, this is so cold, guys. This song is so cold.
Let us know if you actually prefer us watching stage mixes rather
Yeah,
than just one live.
Yeah.
Because that'd be good to know actually. But yeah.
Yeah, guys, oh my goodness, this was amazing. Thank you to everybody who recommended Silver Spoon, BAEPSAE, Crotit, all of the words for the song, all the names for the song. Thank you guys so much. Guys, if you like our video, please give us a like. And guys, tell us what you thought about BAEPSAE, Crotit down in the comments below. And lastly, guys, if you love us like we love BTS, please guys subscribe to us and turn on your notifications so you can get to know when we drop a new video. When do we drop new videos? We drop on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. On Mondays, we drop anime on our anime channel, and you can probably find that sort of somewhere above. And also, guys, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, we drop on our K-pop channel here, and we are all things BTS. And guys, also, we do have random drops on random weeks, and you can catch us on further days than just Wednesdays and Saturdays, but you will need to turn on your notifications and subscribe in order to know when we drop those. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for your recommendations. Please keep the recommendations coming down in the comments below. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Apart from that, we'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.